Good evening and welcome to FindMeAMedium online live psychic readings. And tonight we have Niko and his guides and inspirers joining us for an evening of trance mediumship. As always, Niko and his guides and inspirers start the session with a little talk from Spirit World, explaining different things about our experience on the Earth plane and talking about the Spirit World. After which, he's open for questions. Any questions you've got about the Spirit World, your spiritual journey, that kind of thing. And then after we've done a section on that, and it's kind of staged. So one bit is the advice and just chat from Spirit. Next bit is your journey, spiritual journey, and any questions you've got. And the last bit will be linking with your loved ones through Niko being in trance and hopefully your loved ones coming through. So if we just start by, I'll bring Niko on stage now and introduce him. Thank you. Good evening, Niko, and welcome. And welcome to your guides and inspirers to us this evening.
Greetings, my dear one. Once more, it is a pleasure and our honor to join you and afforded the opportunity to speak. Much gratitude indeed, my dear one. Greetings to all who are attending. We come forth for many reasons. To bring clarity, guidance, and love. To assist as we can on your journeys. Through words and guidance. In hopes that each of you will walk away from this experience enlightened, understanding a little more about your path, your journey forward. Questions, many. What is life? We have heard multiple times. Your life is not meant to be viewed as difficult as you make it. Not to allow your environment to supersede what is important and value. Not to be affected through negativity of others. Not to suffer as greatly as you do when you experience loss. My dear ones, understand that the world in which you reside is temporary. Your soul does not reside there. Understand that it is a learning ground for higher growth and development. Once you truly believe my words, then you will be able to view your world differently. As each lesson arises, take a pause, my dear ones, and seek what that lesson truly is. What is meant for you to learn in order to grow. And only then, my dear ones, will you walk lighter. Will you hurt less? Will you forgive easier? And be more of your essence in your world. That is your journey, my dear ones. Do not fear your path. And I assure you, much love and clarity shall enter your lives. For then your heart shall be open to receive it, not plagued with all the worries and pains of your world. There are many questions. At this time, my dear ones, you may proceed with what you wish to speak about.
We have Mandy shared asking, where will my spiritual journey take me?
My dear one, you are asking for the answers. You are expecting the result before the journey. Your spiritual development, my dear, is constantly ongoing. True forgiveness, true acceptance of not only those who come before you, but of yourself. You're intrigued with our world. But are you ready, my dear, to fulfill a destiny of providing your service to our world rather than your own? Your future, my dear, the script has already been written by you, but it is at the same hand which can alter that script at any time. My advice would be to continue as you started off, my dear. Connect with our world. For within that connection also brings clarity and love to assist you in overcoming all of your hurdles. Then, my dear, you will remember your path, for it is not of service, even within this particular form of modality. Continue your journey, my dear, without fear. Do not worry as much the outcome of the future, but rather enjoy the moment. Then you will understand once more your path. I thank you, my dear one.
Jay asks, my partner is healing so much trauma that causes him not always to be a healthy partner. I have so many signs from heaven since I was small, and now we are meant to be. However, is it in my highest good to stay?
Oh, my dear one. It is an honor to reconnect one soul with the other, is it not? The love you experience, the comfort within the companionship. It is truly an honor. Two souls once more agreeing to assist one another, to be the support of the other with their battles. It has never been, my dear one, about thyself, for that is the ego. Appreciate the connection of the souls once more, rather than seeking personal satisfaction. Understand, my dear one, why there is an illness. What lesson is bestowed upon the both of you to learn? This is why the souls reunited, to offer strength, to speak the truth in your world, to stand up for your belief and what is right to you. But also, my dear one, to find the strength within the pain. Pleasure, gratification is not merely of the physical, my dear one. Listen to your heart. The soul is happy. The soul shares the love. When the two souls reunite once more in our world, it is the subtle messages, the look in the eyes, the heart, the generosity, the kindness, the compassion that lives forever. The remembrance, the gratitude, the respect, the honor. The physical enjoyment of the physical body. The lust, the greed, the ego. All remain a distant memory of your world, my dear one. Always honor the connection of the souls, not merely with this one, but with all whom you have encountered in this life, and those who you shall encounter. There is no pain that is a manifestation of the mind. Respect, honor, and love is all one needs to show to the other. Have faith with what you feel in your heart, my dear one. And do not always listen to the brain. I thank you.
Thank you. Myrette asks, I don't know where I'm headed career-wise, professionally or spiritually. I gave up on my previous plans for many reasons. I'm still discovering new abilities and gifts with me. What do you see or get or guidance?
Continue, my dear, to recognize all which is unfolding before your very eyes. Continue to trust in the beautiful souls who are working with you and delivering you this clarity. For what is the same, my dear one, that you cannot combine the two? The connection to our world and an occupation. Why must you separate the two? Perhaps this is why you are coming across a stumbling block, if you will. Once more, many in your world seek to find a battle within. Listen to the mind or listen to the heart. These new abilities, as you put it, that you are discovering. How does that make you feel, my dear one? Not only as a personal achievement, but does it not make you feel even more connected to our world? Doesn't the heart open? Isn't it fuller? While you are connecting with our world, my dear one, and discovering these new portals, if you will, are you contemplating and worrying about career? It is not, my dear, what your mind perceives as the importance. It is what your heart believes is important. Do not worry much, my dear one, with the outcome of career choices. For you shall always be provided with the means that you need. The expensive homes, automobiles, vacations is what one mind seeks to appease its ego, status. This is where there is worry, fear of falling short. Yet falling short to whom? To whose eyes? Focus on your soul, my dear one. Continue to connect with our world. Continue to develop. For this dilemma you are experiencing is occurring at the exact time it is needed. The crossroads are before you. Select wisely, my dear one, by listening to your heart. Do not worry of the outcome, for the outcome shall arrive exactly how it is intended to. How you yourself choreographed it. Have faith, my dear one, and worry less. And enjoy what you are receiving and nurture it. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you. Christina Watson asks, I'm overwhelmed, tired, and completely defeated. Will there be breaks in my lessons so I can breathe for a bit? I need something to look forward to.
Yes, my dear. If we can only elaborate more on these lessons that you are pertaining to. The exhaustion, my dear one, is perhaps because these lessons keep repeating themselves, do they not? You sense that once you have a grasp on the situation in life, there is no time to appreciate it as another hurdle comes before you. This occurs, my dear one, for the lesson learned is not truly the lesson which needs to be learned. Your perception of the lesson, my dear, is how you analyze the situation, your mind, your thoughts, the relationship. There's much emphasis on the others who are part of this exchange. It is not about them, my dear one. For the same experience does not produce the same lesson for both. Listen to your intuition. Truly focus on the lesson at hand in order to stop the pattern. The deepest lessons, my dear one, are not pertaining to the present moment, but of the past. Reflect on your history. Reflect on where this pattern occurred, where it began, my dear one, and where you did not face the problem then. Go back to that moment, my dear. Put some closure on it. Forgive. Accept. Heal. And then you will notice the pattern cease. You will feel more at ease, my dear one. Not the physical, but your soul. I trust this answered your question, my dear, and I thank you.
Thank you. Susan Ross asks, why is the journey so hard for so many?
Their perception, my dear one. What is the journey to them? A physical creation in the physical world, a product of the environment, the learnings they have been taught, the expectations asked of them, the pain they have suffered, the betrayal, the love lost. You see, my dear, each soul travels the same path, similar lessons, different outcomes. The soul takes what it needs for its growth and is supposed to leave the rest behind. When that soul forgets, my dear, it accumulates all the experiences, becomes overwhelmed, and is uncertain how to release the excess as baggage. In simpler terms, my dear, they forget they are a soul. They become too physical, if you will. And therefore their journey becomes a battle. Sense of hopelessness, sense of feeling lost. They lose much hope in our world. Some even begin to doubt the existence, which in essence they are doubting their own existence. And their light becomes dim, my dear. And then they struggle. It is all perception. The same one, my dear, who struggles so severely and has lost hope. Once they allow themselves to remember, to connect, to open the hearts and feel our essence, part of their knowledge returns to them, my dear. They remember they are a soul. And they receive then a clearer understanding of how their journey is supposed to be. As they become stronger, they can decipher what is to keep and what lessons are to discard. And the more each of you allow our love to enter your heart, feel our essence, remember that each of you are and always shall be a part of our realm. Then each of your journeys become lighter, bearable, more meaningful, as it is intended to be. Trust in yourselves, my dear ones, for you are much more than a physical body. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you. Krish asks, am I an old soul? Please advise me on how to learn lessons so I don't have to incarnate again.
My dear, when you make it sound as if living our life is a punishment, view, my dear, the benefits of being in a physical life. Your connection with loving souls who you possess a very powerful bond with, who are once again assisting you on your journey. You're afforded the opportunity, my dear, once more to use your physical hands and offer them a physical hug. At this time, You do not remember, my dear, how much that is missed in our world. Lessons, my dear, in your world are a privilege. It is not a question, my dear, if you have lived many lives or not. It is the understanding on why you yourself are living within this incarnation at this precise time, at the place at which you reside. For many, my dear, have agreed to be a part of the changes to come. It is an honor, and yet also a difficult task, if you will, to reverse teachings, to reverse people's views of our world that have been going on for centuries, my dear. Many who are walking the journey with you are very brave souls indeed, courageous, powerful. It is not to be viewed as a punishment, my dear, but more of an honor. That you have been selected, that you have volunteered, that you have asked to make a difference. We have great respect for all who are incarnated at this time and are assisting each. For this change is needed, my dear. Where you may feel exhausted, as I spoke of earlier, when patterns repeat themselves and similar pain transpires. For at times this can be because healing, identifying the problem, correcting the issue, accepting and forgiving has not taken place, either in this life or past. And that pattern, my dear, can exhaust you in your world. But be the brave soul you are and seek beyond that. Take a glimpse at your future, my dear one. For there are lessons within lessons. And appreciate your time in that realm. For there is much good you shall provide to those in your world. I thank you for that, my dear.
Thank you. Jibar asks, how do you quiet spirits at night? When I'm in bed, they seem to want full-on chats all at once and get annoyed.
My dear one, feel free to speak to them as you speak to anyone in your world. As you are aware of them, they are aware of you. Perhaps, my dear one, this is the best time where you are listening. Perhaps your mind is on overload in your world, chaotic, busy, that when they attempt to speak, if you will, when they attempt to connect, you are not fully present with them. Perhaps, my dear one, they are visiting you at these odd hours to bring light to your motivation, to your commitment to them. You always have the ability, my dear one, to ask them to step aside so you may rest. But that is also similar to your perception that this is about you. Many, my dear one, have the ability to connect with spirit. They provide this to those in their world. They receive accolades, praise, even jealousy. And the human mind to it and feed off of it. Yet this is not about you. This is your soul connecting with the essence of another soul. Focus on that, my dear one. Dedicate sacred time in your busy and hectic schedule and truly devote yourself. Be humble to listen to their words and heed their advice. And then, my dear one, there'll be no need for them to visit when you are seeking rest, for you will have received their message loud and clear. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you. Karen Barry asks, I'm struggling to get past a block of speaking in trance. Is this something I should persevere with, or is there another way I should be serving spirit?
My dear one, it is imperative to ask yourself a question based on the last part of your question. Serving spirit. What exactly does that mean to you, my dear one? What is your definition of serving spirit? To serve spirit truthfully and honestly, one must first be humble. One must first offer vulnerability. One must truly trust the guidance of spirit. What you mentioned is you possess difficulty allowing spirit to speak during your trance state. I am suffering through difficulty. It is not you, my dear. Your difficulty is you are not trusting spirit. Any modality, my dear, you resort to if you wish to abandon this particular form. There will still be struggles, for your trust in spirit is not pure. You believe it is you. You believe there must be something you must be doing, incorrectly or correctly. This blockage, my dear, is your physical mind. For if you truly trust in our world, my dear, with your heart, you will believe that you too are a spirit. And through all these modalities in your world, which you are each learning, the connection to spirit, the telepathic information, the blending of one essence with the next essence. This is how each of you connect with another spirit in our world. So each modality you are learning, each of you already know. If, my dear, you alter your perception and remember that you are a soul who has blended with another soul multiple times, you'll realize there is no difference. They are merely being offered the ability to speak their words through your voice in your physical form. This should not be a hurdle, my dear. This should be viewed as a gift. For you, in your physical form, are providing this unmatched gift to those in your world. All because you found your courage to remember your essence, to remember that you already are capable of this connection, and stop viewing it as a task or as a sole achievement in your world. And my dear, it is utterly impossible for you to experience this block. It is as if, my dear, you in your physical body forgot to breathe. I thank you, my dear one, and believe in yourself.
Thank you. We only have 20 minutes left, so I'm going to move on to people asking for links with their loved ones in spirit. And if we can start with Michelle, she asks, is my ex with me and what does he say?
My dear one, allow me to first answer. Your intrigue, your curiosity, if they are still near. In order for you to understand this, my dear one, it is important to understand there is no separation from our realm to yours. The same, my dear one, as your soul in this physical body is not separated at all from its true essence in our world. Throughout this journey, the soul ceases to live within physical form, but the soul still remains. So if you understand, my dear one, that there's a portion of your essence in this body, and the remainder in our world, so too is it for you and all else to understand that each loved one you have lost is still near. They never leave. They're always with you and always guiding you. The message is to believe. I'm aware that you question, my dear. You question if they are around, if they are hearing you, if they are watching you. Yes, my dear, they are always around. Forgiveness, my dear, is the message. Forgiveness is essential, not for the souls. For the connection of the souls, my dear, never need forgiveness. It is always of love and only of love. This is more for you in your physical world. At this time, my dear, for your perception to move you forward. The message, my dear, is about forgiveness. To find true forgiveness in others as well as yourself. But I may add to that, my dear, that is merely a state of your mind, not of your soul. I thank you, my dear one.
Thank you. Rachel Hutchinson says, I got bad news today. Lost a client at work who I've looked after for years, and she passed away suddenly. I would love to hear from her.
My dear one, I'm entertained by the words you receive bad news. Though it is a privilege for a soul to take form in the physical world, there are many benefits, as well as each wonderful lesson to be learned. But my dear ones, I assure you, there is no greater reward than it is to return to our realm. There's only love and compassion here. And as one grows tired and weary of your world, and has suffered, and has battled pain, rejection, they are quite indeed pleased to return. There are many, my dear, who are with you. Many wishing to connect, to speak the words to you. You have been an inspiration, loving, my shoulder to lean on. I appreciate all that you have done for me. I appreciate most opening your heart to me. Your gentleness, your kindness. As you have heard, we don't ever truly leave. Now it is my turn to watch after you, to offer you my love, my gentleness, and my kindness. You will feel it. You will know. For it's always in the heart. As you feel it now, you shall always feel it. A reminder that I am always near. I am always watching over you and guiding you as best as I can. I thank you.
Thank you. Rutty Raymond says, please, I've lost my parents, a sister, a baby daughter, and a brother. Any messages would mean everything.
Yes, my dear one. I can feel the grief in your heart. Many emotions you have lived through: anger, confusion, bitterness, and of course, pain. You question if they are near. I assure you, they are all near. The father, as well as the mother, are very strong indeed. The father is mentioning strength, inner strength, confidence. Son, we are always near. We are all quite proud of you. How you handle your business, how you deal with your pain. I have never once doubted you. I have not always been there for you, as you have wanted me to. But I was also learning my way. But I am with you still. And I want you to truly believe that. To remember how great my love is for you. To see yourself as I view you. You have more courage than you believe you do. You have more faith in yourself. It's deep within, but it is there. You have a beautiful heart Do not be afraid to share it. Do not be afraid to truly receive love and offer twice as much. For this is who you are. And listen carefully to these words. You are never alone. We are always with you. Continue to speak to us, to think of us, in order to feel us. I'm walking each step with you, and I have never been prouder. My dear boy, though there is not much time left, I love you. I'm still with you. I've always felt your pain. It doesn't change now. Believe in yourself. Be my brave warrior. You're gonna be just fine. We have no distance, and love surely has no distance. Smile that beautiful smile of yours. Share your love with the world. You have so much love to give. Don't be afraid. My dear one, allow me to offer a little advice of my own. Grief, pain, clouds the perception. Open up your heart, my dear one. Accept that they are near. Trust that you are still connected as souls. And you'll be surprised at how you'll be able to feel their essence. This is what you are seeking. And you have had the ability to do so all this time. Just believe, my dear one, for they are truly ever present with you. Now I thank you.
Thank you so much, Niko, and your guides and inspirers. Unfortunately, we've come to that time of the evening where we've come to time. So as Niko...
Have you recognized, my dear one, that each time, the time seems less and less, does it not?
It does. It does.
As it should be, and thank you once more. It has been truly an honor. And thank you to all who have sat with us today.
Thank you. And while Niko returns to us, thank you to his guides and inspirers that have been working through him tonight. And tomorrow, while Niko comes back, I'll just let you know, we've got, these are all UK times, Sheila at 3:30, Laney at 5. We've got Healing at 6 and Larkin at 9. Okay. We've got some lovely feedback. Ruti says, thank you so much. That was truly beautiful and an invaluable gift. Thank you more than you can understand. And we had Jay saying thank you. She had message right at the beginning there. And Jiba as well says thank you. Hi, Niko.
Hey, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, and the kittens came. They decided they didn't want to miss out.
The kittens are here?
Yeah, the kittens came in.
Get out of here. I didn't even feel them. Wow.
They weren't on screen, but we could hear them.
Wow,
I think
that's great.
they just sensed the energy and come in.
Probably.
That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Niko.
That was fun. That was deep.
Well, I'm going to say night-night to everyone. And we'll see everyone in a couple of weeks. Okay? So unfortunately, I can't make it next week because I'm doing a service myself in the evening. So bye, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, everybody.